Israel is facing one of the most catastrophic emergencies in recent memory, as massive fires have swept across multiple residential areas, forcing thousands of families to flee their homes. With entire neighborhoods reduced to ashes and emergency services stretched to their limits, the nation is teetering on the brink of an unprecedented humanitarian crisis. The outbreak of chaos, the infernos, reportedly sparked by a combination of extreme heat, dry conditions, and suspected arson, began earlier this week in the northern and central regions of the country. Fueled by strong winds and temperatures soaring above 40 degrees Celsius, 104 degrees Fahrenheit, the flames spread with terrifying speed. Within hours, entire streets were ablaze, catching residents off guard and unprepared. Cities like Haifa, Safed, and areas around Jerusalem have been particularly hard hit. Emergency sirens wailed through the night as fire crews, police, and volunteers scrambled to evacuate residents. The flames devoured homes, vehicles, and entire hillsides, painting the skyline with ominous hues of orange and black. A nation in flight with flames, closing in from all sides, families grabbed what they could and ran, some barefoot, others still in their pajamas. Roads became choked with traffic as panicked residents fled for safety. Makeshift shelters have been established in community centers, schools, and even open fields. Many people have nowhere to go, and the government is calling on neighboring towns to open their doors to the displaced. Eyewitnesses describe apocalyptic scenes. "It felt like the end of the world," said Miriam Levy, a resident of a neighborhood outside Haifa. "The sky was black at noon. You couldn't breathe. We had to run. We had no time to think." As of this writing, more than 40,000 residents have been evacuated, with that number expected to rise. Officials warn that new fires are breaking out faster than they can be controlled, and evacuation orders are expanding by the hour. Firefighters overwhelmed. Despite the best efforts of Israel's firefighting units, they are overwhelmed. The country has deployed every available resource. Hundreds of fire trucks, helicopters, and planes are fighting the blazes. But it's not enough. Neighboring countries including Greece, Cyprus, and France have sent assistance, with additional support pledged from the United States. One fire captain in Jerusalem told the media, "We've never seen anything like this. Fires are breaking out everywhere. It's like fighting a war on 10 fronts with no reinforcements. Our crews are exhausted, and the flames are winning." Compounding the difficulty is the terrain. Many of the affected regions are mountainous or heavily forested, making it difficult for fire crews to access them. Helicopters have been dropping water non-stop, but with wind gusts reaching up to 50 kilometers per hour, 31 miles per hour, the efforts have had limited success. Infrastructure crumbling. The firestorm has also crippled critical infrastructure. Power outages have affected over 150,000 homes. Cellular networks in some areas are down, making communication nearly impossible. Hospitals are running on generators, and patients in at-risk facilities are being airlifted to safer locations. Train lines and highways have been closed, further complicating evacuations and relief operations. Several schools and public buildings have been destroyed, and historical sites, including parts of the ancient forested hills near Jerusalem, are feared lost. The Environmental Protection Ministry has issued a hazardous air quality alert. Smoke and ash are blanketing the country, especially in the center and north, posing severe respiratory risks to vulnerable populations. The health system is urging people to stay indoors, though for many, there are no more doors left to close. Political and public reactions. Prime Minister Eli Bar David addressing the crisis in a televised statement, declared the wildfires a national disaster, promising full support for victims. "Our hearts are with the families who have lost everything," he said solemnly. "We will rebuild. But first, we must survive." But not everyone is comforted by these words. Critics from across the political spectrum are slamming the government for what they describe as negligence and lack of foresight. Firefighting unions, who for years have warned of equipment shortages and budget constraints, now say their worst fears have come true. "This tragedy was waiting to happen," declared opposition leader Yael Meir. "And now, the people are paying the price for a government that failed to prioritize emergency preparedness." Public outrage has intensified as videos circulate showing exhausted firefighters battling flames with inadequate gear, and citizens resorting to garden hoses and buckets to save their homes. Protesters have already begun gathering in front of municipal buildings in Haifa and Tel Aviv, demanding accountability and reforms. An outpouring of global support. Despite the domestic criticism, international aid has arrived swiftly. Countries including Greece, France, and the United States have sent firefighting aircraft, personnel, and supplies. Messages of solidarity have poured in from global leaders, and humanitarian organizations have launched donation drives to support evacuees and emergency responders. Social media, too, has become a powerful platform for sharing stories of survival and heroism. Hashtags like #IsraelBurning and #PrayForIsrael are trending worldwide, as images of fleeing families, burnt landscapes, and selfless rescue efforts capture global attention. Volunteers from neighboring communities are stepping in to provide food, clothing, and shelter, creating a growing grassroots network of support and resilience. Environmental and long-term consequences. While the immediate priority remains saving lives and containing the flames, environmental experts warn of a long and painful recovery. Entire forest ecosystems, some dating back hundreds of years, have been wiped out. The dense woodlands around Jerusalem, often referred to as Israel's green lungs, are now blackened wastelands. Bird species, mammals, and reptiles native to these regions have been decimated. "The environmental toll is irreversible in some areas," said Dr. Leora Ben-Ami, a conservation biologist. "We're not just losing trees, we're losing biodiversity, water sources, and natural defenses against future disasters." Beyond the natural world, the human toll continues to rise. Many children have witnessed their schools, homes, and neighborhoods vanish in flames, leaving deep psychological scars. Emergency counselors and trauma experts are being dispatched to shelters to help families cope. On the economic front, early estimates put the damage at over $1 billion. Small businesses, already fragile from recent economic downturns, now face total ruin. Farmers have lost crops and livestock, and infrastructure damage, including destroyed power lines, roads, and communication towers, will take months, if not years, to fully repair. The road ahead. Even as the fires still burn, conversations have already begun about what comes next. Thousands remain displaced, and finding long-term housing solutions is now a top priority. Schools, hospitals, and public services must be restored. The government is preparing a multi-billion-dollar relief and reconstruction package, though critics warn it may not be enough or come fast enough. The question of accountability looms large. Investigations are underway into the causes of the fires, with early reports pointing to both natural factors and possible acts of arson. Meanwhile, citizens are calling for reform in emergency management, better forest maintenance, and greater investment in climate adaptation strategies. Yet amid all the despair, signs of hope endure. Community centers have become hubs of cooperation. Teenagers are volunteering to distribute supplies. Firefighters, despite being pushed to their limits, continue to battle the flames with relentless courage. Artists, musicians, and spiritual leaders are organizing events to uplift and unite communities. In the face of devastation, Israel is leaning on its most vital resource, its people.